Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the 11th episode of Juuni Taisen. So, in the last episode, we got some more Tiger backstory, naturally because they were going to kill her off later in that same episode, which isn't really surprising in this show. For some reason the creators of the show just want to make it as painfully obvious as possible who's going to die next. I don't really understand the logic there, at all, what their show is going for, but, nah. So, but yeah, in this backstory, Tiger was basically turning her life around, ended up joining the Juuni Taisen to meet up with Ox again, which, we found out about what the grudge and everything was about as well. So, yeah, in this next episode, Ox is going to die. Well, either this episode or next episode. Probably this episode. We are running low on episodes after all, and we're down to 2 people. So, only thing that we know for sure is Ox is going to die because, like I said, the show likes to telegraph that from a mile away. So, let's get into it. Let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Just had to show us this again, didn't you? Why do I have emotions? I should hope she reminds you of her. She is her. Be pretty weird if she didn't. She drinks enough for the both of you, really. And then some. We haven't even seen Rat in what seems like half of the episodes. I don't know why I kind of combined half the show with episodes, even though half the episodes doesn't really make much sense. But you know what I mean. It's been a while since we've seen that rascally little guy that likes to break his phones because of a fashion statement or something. I want to say the last time we saw him was when he was with Horse in his little barricade. But if Alex is going to die in this episode, we should be getting a lot of backstory on him. We technically got a little bit of backstory on him just through Tiger, because their backstories overlapped a little bit. Which would make sense why they would put their deaths back to back in the show. Well, he is insane, so. But not when a necromancer's around. Pretty much. And since there's almost no talking characters left, we get a lot of Ox talking. Trying to understand the actions of an insane man is not the best idea. Naturally. The rain might make that difficult, though. And time is one thing you guys don't have much of anymore. Not that we know exactly how much time has passed, but I would assume a lot. I guess you're monologuing for longer than you thought. And gee, I thought he was terrifying alive. You know, that's creepy enough without the red tints. Jeez. Please kill it with fire, like you said earlier. Yeah, that's not a human being. Well, you've disarmed him. Not that that means a lot. Could anybody predict that? You know, this might be the most disturbing episode yet. That would explain why he caught up as quickly as he did, like a model kit. He wanted a fit monkey inside of him, naturally. Good God. Is that so? I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I wouldn't really take risks with such a powerful opponent like Ox. He already has quite an undead army. Well, I don't know how much of an army he has left at this point. I feel a little bit bad for Ox's voice actor. There's nobody else to say any lines. So he just kind of has to talk to himself through half the episode. Maybe the whole episode. And they're not even gonna let you do that. Yeah, they don't need those. Pretty much just Hugh and Rap And rat. I almost said rabbit. Yeah, wherever he is, whatever he's doing. You know, surviving. There we go. Somebody else to talk. No, in this case, all is just box left. Because this is the perfect time to strike. Exactly. Nope. A wizard arrives when he intends to. Why, for the explosives? Yeah. Just gonna blow away all your opponents at once. I said to kill it with fire, but I guess a bomb is close enough. And there's nobody to handle rats. Yeah. Which means he must have been really watching everything. Somehow. Though Hawks was dead either way, so not like it matters to him. Better than becoming another undead. Not much of a fight between them, but... I actually forgot about that part of the story. That phrasing. What, like you met Tiger and kind of forgot? That reminds me, we didn't really get any box backstory before this explosion. We're getting rap? No, this is not backstory. This is... yeah. I don't know what's the everybody he's talking to. He barely even did anything. Same difference. Well, there you go. Rat's not gonna do more work than he has to. Okay. Apparently there's gonna be no members of the Juuni Taisen left, and that's the most emotion I've seen him convey. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Am I having deja vu? Or does he have like a premonition ability? Apparently, if he says no, he's gonna die regardless of what he does. Third time's the charm. I mean, it's either a premonition thing or it's a return by death thing. One of the two. One thing is clear is it's an offer that he can't refuse, in other words. Okay, that's just silly. I thought the city was empty. Man, he is not one to give up. Did you stab him through the pillar? Again, how is it even possible? I will be here all day until I get you to help me. You know... He has a very interesting ability. That clearly is what helped him win. Yes, for the audience's sake as well. Yes, indeed. I'm getting more confused of what his power is. And it's just having a weird way of visualizing it. I mean, pretty much he was able to see all the paths he could take and pick the one that would reach victory, essentially. I don't know, but I can imagine it's not easy. That wasn't even funny or clever. Yes, I watched Fruits Basket. For some reason. True enough. That was most of the screen time he had back in that sewer. And he pretty much kept that word. Did she even have one? Still using his ability. Interesting way to look at it. I assume ox. That does make sense, though, yeah. But if one of them he got, like, second place, he would know. But I guess it didn't happen. Really? How do you imagine that? Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Yeah, his power might be the most interesting. I think he needs a nap. I didn't even think about that. What does he want as his wish again? Did we ever find out? It's the simple things. Yeah, his ability might be the most useful in general since it's useful outside of combat and within combat as well. Are we really gonna end like this? I hope not. We didn't even find what his wish was. So in the end, there really wasn't any kind of overarching plot. It was just the tournaments. Let's see who wins, but we'll basically tell you who wins if you pay attention to the ending theme at all. Where we put the characters in the order that they die in. Just very weird decisions with this show. I can just picture him accidentally breaking the bottle. And then just breaking the table out of frustration. And there's Rat, the winner, at the end. So that was the 11th episode of Juuni Taisen. And to absolutely nobody's surprise, Ox died, Rat won. But what was more of a surprise was the fact the reveal of Rat's ability. Because Rat showed up at the perfect time with the perfect means to win, which is just, that kind of crosses the line as far as convenience goes. But, you know, enough for you to call bullshit. But luckily, there was an actual reason for that. His ability allows him to pretty much look through 100 potential pathways, routes, and choose the one that's most likely to work out for him to be successful. And that makes a lot of things make a lot more sense. Just how Rat's just not died at all throughout this entire tournament, and just avoided rabbits and any other threats throughout most of it. And like getting out of the burning building before it burned down and things like that. I'm sure if I rewatch this show, there'll probably be a bunch of little things like that I pick up on now. But anyway, he was able to blow up all of his enemies in one fell swoop and claim victory. And he was trying to get some information out of the guy. I guess he got a little bit, but yeah, we didn't actually have to find out what his wish would be. He mentioned, pretty much said he would use his ability to figure out what wish he should go for. I don't know if he was serious about that or not, but yeah, that's a really cool ability that could be used in many different facets of life. Like, I don't care who you are, you could probably find some good use for that ability. Whereas most abilities are pretty much just useful in combat. Like, some of them might be useful outside of combat, but most of them are very much combat-based. Like, the boars, which had something to do with shooting. But yeah, I guess, there's actually a couple minutes there that I kind of forgot this wasn't the last episode, but I remembered pretty quickly. So the next episode, we should find out what his wish is. I have no idea what his wish is. There's a lot we don't know about Rat, because he hasn't been on screen very much. And we don't know a lot about his motivations. The most we got out of him was his debates with Monkey, which I don't really remember a lot about that, really. But we actually didn't. I was expecting we first to get a bit more Ox backstory before he died, but we really didn't. We got a lot of monologuing from him this episode, that poor voice actor, which I guess is close enough. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the anime. Which thought my reaction in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.